The Seattle Sounders' brand new 2025 kit is here. Inspired by two traditional Southern Coast Salish weaving techniques, twilling and twinning. These techniques, passed down through generations, honor the resilience, deep-rooted ties, and creativity that define the cultural fabric of this region. The striking deep blue jersey will be worn by the Sounders for the next 2 seasons to honor the club's deep connection with the Puget Sound and shared responsibility as stewards of the greater Salish Sea watershed. Backing up that commitment, the Seattle Sounders will donate up to $50,000 to benefit community charities around the Puget Sound region. To get your very own Salish Sea kit, visit lobbingscorchers.com/kit. That's lobbingscorchers.com/KIT.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a victorious post-game live. The Seattle Sounders, count them up, 1, 2, 3 goals to 0 over Nashville SC at Lumen Field last night. Great win, great performance by the Seattle Sounders. Excited to relive it with all of you on this Easter Sunday. Happy Easter to everyone. I don't really know all about that. I just found out that it was Easter this morning. I'm Jewish, so I got no idea what's going on with the rabbit and the eggs and all that. I'm not part of that, but if you are a part of that, I hope it's a good one for you today. Thank you for taking some time on a holiday to celebrate and vibe on this W that the Seattle Sounders got. Again, it was a great performance at home, and it was much needed. You know, I think the FC Dallas victory was also much needed, but that was more of a grimier, like, road slog. This was the Seattle Sounders that people have been asking for. This is what people have been asking for, and I think a lot of things came together in this game. There was a lot of encouraging stuff. They have to build on it. It's only one game. Got to build on it. They got to sustain this level. But this was a good start and a necessary performance. So we're going to be breaking it down a little bit. Noah, I think might be jumping in at some point. We'll see what happens with that. It's just going to be me for now. I'm going to give some of my initial takeaways on the game and then take some calls. If you want to call in and lay down some takes, go right ahead. Not sure what the participation interest is going to be given the holiday situation, but we got a few people tuned in, so we're gonna have a good time with this one. The start of the season here has had its ups and downs, but I would say most of the discourse has been negative, and most of the fan sentiment has been negative. So it'll be nice, a little nice change of pace to get to talk about a dominant win. It's really the second emphatic win of the season. Other than the LAFC game. But other than that, you know, it's been a lot of L pods, draw pods. So this was a great game. Hopefully they can build on it. Ryan Kent got out on the field. That was fun. Yeah, let's get into it. Matt Sexton already coming in with the $5 super chat. Thank you, Matt. Appreciate the support, man. Happy Easter. Jesus Ferreira has risen. He has. And that's a great segue, Matt, into what I was going to do to start it off here before I post the or drop the call link in chat. I wrote down a few guys that I wanted to shout out for their performances last night. I think there's a lot, and if I miss any, feel free to flag it and drop it in chat. This is what I had, and we're gonna get to Ferreira. Obed Vargas. Holy Christ. Shout out Easter. I mean, goddamn. He would, it's funny, you know, I know a lot of the national pundits. We talk. And there's been some national pundit sentiment of that perhaps myself and Noah exaggerate the true transfer value of Obed Vargas. We've been saying 10 to 20 million. I think Noah said 45 million at one point. I've been saying 20 million or hang up the phone. And, basically what I hear sometimes is like, yeah, he's good. He's good for Seattle. But is he that good? Is he as valuable as you're saying? What does he really do that moves the needle so much to be talked about as a potential $10 million player? That game right there, that's what he does. He was everywhere. One of the best Obed, if not the best Obed games yet. He was dominating. I loved everything I saw from him. He was his passing was excellent. His work rate defensively was excellent. His assist on the De La Vega goal was excellent. The price went up. The price went up that game. He was a monster. Exactly. He was a monster out there. And that is the type of performance that shows that he can actually be a dominant superstar level needle moving player. That's what he was in this game. Great game from Obed. Next guy I wanted to shout out, Moose with another goal. Moose is doing some important work right now. Not only does he have 2 games in a row now with a goal, not only is he providing a way for this team to play effective and productive offense when Jordan Morris isn't on the field, but he is lifting the curse of Hebert. That's what he's doing right now. I don't think he's done it yet, but 3 goals across all comps, that's more than Hebert had. I think he had 2. The backup 9 or the depth 9 has been a cursed position on this roster since Will Bruin, really. And by scoring goals, all Moose has to do to lift that curse is score goals, and that's what he's doing right now. He had a little bit of a stylish goal in this game. Rothrock finds Ferreira in the box, and Ferreira puts the I think he was shooting, and it might have gone in if Moose was standing there, and Moose hits it with the little back heel, and it goes in. And this goal was originally waved offside. And then you look at the replay, and he's very much onside. It's not even close. VAR didn't even have to look at it for more than 5 seconds, which that was good, efficient use of the process. I thought it was a pretty quick look. Sometimes there's calls that obvious and they still look at it for 25 minutes. And then sometimes in that situation, they still get the call wrong. But they got it right. It was very obvious. I've never seen the players on the field all looking at the Jumbotron, and then they start celebrating as soon as they saw it because they know that it's going to get overturned. I don't know how the AR misses that. You can't miss that. Like in the VAR era, it matters less, but like in eras prior to this, that goal wouldn't have counted. And I get that he's clearly not looking at Andy Nahar at all. He's looking at the 3 other guys, and he must not have seen the guy. But you got to see that. But like really what I was thinking about with that is like, it's an example of why you have to have VAR. There's differing schools of thought on this. Some people think it takes like some of the excitement and the authentic emotion out of the game. You cannot have situations where a goal like that, where he's onside by like 3 feet, like don't count because the AR is not looking at the right guy. That is not an option. There is too much money on the line in these games. There's jobs on the line in these games. Like you can't have calls like that taking goals off the board. So that's why I've been pro VAR the whole time. I think there's flaws with how it's utilized sometimes. And so it is frustrating sometimes that they'll go and look and still miss the call. That is frustrating. But for a hella obvious call like that, you have to have some recourse to change that call. So that is what I was thinking about with that. Jesus Ferreira. Excellent game. 2 assists. Mark him down. Assists on the Moose goal, which people are going to say, I guess that one doesn't count because he was maybe it doesn't count because he was shooting or whatever. The second one, go back and watch his movement on that play. This was my favorite goal of the season so far. Christian tracks back and wins the ball. Does the trademark Christian Roldan like body shield to win the ball back. He slides it in, and just really good movement and body positioning, right, by Ferreira to receive that ball and take the first touch in a way where he can pick his head up and immediately scope out the pass. He sees Rothrock wide ass open. The Nashville midfielder had cheated way too far towards Ferreira. He sees that, makes the read, and hits Rothrock with a dime, perfectly weighted, allows Rothrock to take the touch and set himself up for, I mean, you give Rothrock that look. I mean, that's cash money. That's cash money all day. But that great team goal right there. Great work from Christian. Excellent work from Ferreira. And he gets rewarded with the assist, which is great to see. He's now up to 3 dimes in MLS play. And I think outside of the 2 assists, it looked a lot better. He looked more comfortable. He looked like he was combining with everyone more effectively. He gets the 2 dimes. But I think more than the dimes, it's about like how it looked holistically. And I thought he looked. I've been saying that I just want to see progress at this point. I felt like there was a few weeks there where it had stagnated and it wasn't getting better. This was better. He looked more comfortable the whole game. He was dangerous. You were seeing the kind of stuff that we were excited about. Noah and I were excited about when this trade got made. The soccer IQ. He's a very smart player. He's a very unselfish player, and it hasn't looked super great so far, but it looked better in this game, and I'm going to choose to be encouraged by that. I thought he had a really good game. And if he can build off that, maybe his primary role on this team is a facilitator. I don't know. I think the goals will come eventually. I still do. He's a 50-plus goal scorer in the league for a reason. But if his role right now is facilitating the goals, as long as they're scoring the goals, I don't really care. He needs to be racking assists then. That's what he did in this game. So Heather says, we were at the game last night and the energy was electric. Fantastic result, but also this team looks to me like they are starting to read each other better. Kent and Ferreira may be an awesome combo. Yeah. Agreed on all counts. I was there in the box as well. I think it was one of the biggest crowds of the season. There was 31K there, and it was electric, and the players made it electric by scoring 3 goals in 15 minutes. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like Lumen Field when the Sounders are just taking it to a team like that. The crowd feeds off that, and then the players in turn feed off that, and there's just this energy where it feels like the goals are coming. So I agree. Like the LAFC game was pretty fun, but there wasn't that many. I don't think that game was nearly as well attended as this one. This felt like the Sounders at their apex. They used to have more like 40,000 in the building. But 31K is still a great crowd, and the crowd was into it. They were into it. The atmosphere was great. The team was balling. So it was just an all-around great night at Lumen Field. Kim Ki-hee. I thought Kim was awesome. There were some questions as to whether he could carry the load defensively with Jackson Reagan out for the next few weeks here. And I was kind of remembering why we all loved Kim during his first stint with the team. Isn't there just like a sense of security that you get when he's on the ball? Like I just trust that guy like to always make the right play. And that's what he was doing last night. He didn't look 35. He was balling. That was a really good game from Kim Ki-hee. Helped Seattle keep the clean sheet. And he's just so smooth, so comfortable on the ball. And that's big time because Jackson Reagan's not going to be back for a few weeks. So if Kim Ki-hee can play relatively like that while Jackson Reagan is out, it'll be an interesting question, like who the first choice starter is if he plays that well. Because let's be honest, the defense has not been that good this year. They've conceded too many goals. That's not all Jackson Reagan's fault, but if they're keeping clean sheets and Kim Ki-hee is playing like that, I don't see how you don't start him. He was great. He was great. I wanted to shout out Christian Roldan. There's been some talk about Christian in recent weeks. You know, he maybe hasn't had his best start. Started the season really well. Maybe he hasn't had the best last few weeks. I thought that, okay, this game, when the Christian Obed double pivot is at its best, that's what it looks like. The San Diego game is one where that double pivot did not do well. This is what it's supposed to look like. Christian, again, great play. He really, that Rothrock goal is all Christian. If he's not busting his ass, tracking back, doing the dirty work, shielding that guy off the ball, winning back possession in the attacking end, that goal doesn't happen, right? So that's the type of stuff when Christian's at his best that he's doing, that dirty work stuff, that winning the ball back. Excellent play from him there. And really, I thought he and Obed were great all game. Stephen Fry, I think you got to shout out Stephen Fry in this game. He made a couple of big saves that, especially the one on Surge at the end of the half. You know, when you're up 3-0, basically especially in the first half, you're up 3-0 in the first half. You just got to make sure some dumb shit doesn't happen the rest of the game. Obviously, if you can get the 4th and 5th goal, which Seattle could have, by the way. But mainly your task is to make sure nothing crazy happens and you see out the dub. And if Surge scores that at the end of the half, Nashville has a little bit of momentum, right? And at that point, if they come out in the second half, all they really have to do, if it's 3-1, all they really have to do is get another, and then they're pretty much back in it in terms of if they can get a result. So good stuff from Fry to make sure that didn't happen and keeping that clean sheet. Who am I missing, chat? Let's talk about Ryan Kent, because I actually really liked what I saw from him. Man, he almost had such a dirty assist to Ferreira. He was inches from pulling that off. He gave the Nashville guys the no look, and they bit. He gave them the no look. They cheated just a little bit because they thought he was going to slide it out wide, and instead of doing that, he just slides the through ball in with Ferreira running on. And it was just a tiny bit too much weight on it, but just that creativity, right? Just to think that was really great to see. And I definitely saw enough from him. That wasn't the only play. He made a few plays where I was like, I'm really excited to see what this guy can bring to the team, because he has that expected trying things. Shout out Mark Kastner. So I was intrigued by Ryan Kent. I don't know about you guys. It was good to see Jordan back on the field. I know he missed a couple of those shots at the end. That last shot at the end, when Jordan Morris is in form, you usually see him convert that. But he was running, he was getting into those spots. Here's the thing. If he's making those runs, getting the ball in those spots enough times, if you give him those looks enough times, you're going to get some goals out of that. I think we can safely say that. So it was good to see him looking like his normal self, running around. Would have been nice to see him get that goal, especially that one at the very end, but good to have him back. Good to see Rusnak back. I know people are making a correlation between when they score goals and when they win and when he's not playing, which is, I mean, I don't know what we're talking about with that, guys. I'm sorry. You're talking about a sample size of how many games has he missed? 3 games or last 3 or 4 games compared to you realize we have a really large sample to judge that off of. So if you're coming at me with a 3 to 4 game sample size, you've got a really sick dunk. I mean, you are grasping at straws with that. You are what's the word? Diluted, I think that's a good word. You're not cooking with that stat. That's basically, someone brought it up on our last stream. They were like, see, like he wasn't playing and they won at FC Dallas. See? Okay. Six stat. What did I think of Albert? I think he looked all right. I don't know. First game back, I wasn't bad. He didn't look bad. He didn't get on the stat sheet, but I was just glad to see him and Jordan back out there. People are looking at it. The people who are looking at it as addition by subtraction or whatever, that's your prerogative. I'm looking at it the other way. Like, what boost could his return to the field provide? I think what the question is can he and Ferreira play together? That's the question. So far, it hasn't looked like it. But Ferreira looked a lot more comfortable in this game. So maybe they can figure out a way how to run that. That's what they got to figure out. Because realistically, if it's the same thing where they're trying to play the same position, then Ferreira can be in good form, but you can't really play them at the same time. You'd have to rotate them and have Ferreira play that role sometimes and have Rusnak play that role sometimes. That's not ideal. I think in an ideal world, you would be able to play them together, but I would say they still have to figure that much out. But as far as what Rusnak can provide as the centerpiece 10 when all parts of this team are healthy, I mean, I feel very confident in that. Let's see. Are the Rusnak brigade and the Ferreira brigade beefing? I think it's the same brigade. I think it's pretty much it is funny though, because on Lobbing Scorchers kickoff this last week, I'm not calling them brigade, I'm calling them victory lappers. There's people getting on my case talking about how the Ferreira thing is already a bust and they predicted it the whole time. I was trying to tell you guys not to victory lap on Matchday 8. That's why you don't, because literally one game later, the narrative can change a little bit. How have you guys been watching MLS for as long as you have and you didn't understand that? Even Ferreira aside, just the narratives in general for any given team in a given season, it's never going to be the same in Matchday 8 as it's going to be later on in the season. So, acting like any take that you have has been fully proven 8 games into the season, that's never going to age well. You're staking your claim way too early. And I think we saw an example of that, of why you don't do that with this game, because this literally the next game, he looked a lot better and he has to sustain it. There's no question about that, but it certainly looks like I feel a lot more confident that they can figure out how to, I don't know about get the most out of him. The most out of him in his career has been a best 11 player. So I don't know if they're going to get that out of him, but I feel a lot more confident that they're going to get a lot more out of him than they have been getting to start the season. And frankly, I think the storyline with him has been more up and down than outright bad, like a lot of people are saying. Even before this game, there were some genuinely good moments that he had as a facilitator. I share the frustration that the goal scoring hasn't come because I know that he is a good finisher and can score goals, but he had some good moments, and this was his best game. Anyone who would actually believe Jesus Ferreira isn't one of the guys is wild. He's young and has done great things already. He's very obviously a talented player. If you can watch a game like last night and you can't see that, then I can't help you. There's nothing I can say that will get you to come around on that point. I can't help you. He's a very talented, smart player. They didn't get it churning quick enough help in CONCACAF Champions Cup, which is unfortunate. He hasn't scored a goal yet, which is unfortunate, but He was really good last night, and he should get credit for that. All right, I'm gonna drop the link to call in and chat if anyone wants to come in and lay down your own takes. Please feel free. It's right there. How do you pin it? I know there's an easy way to do that. Link in chat right here. If you want to call in and lay down some takes with me, vibe out on this 3-0 Seattle Sounders win over Nashville SC, please, by all means. Noah, get in here before we take calls in. I got to get your thoughts on the game. Get in here right now. What are you doing? I knew you. Yeah. Pedro de la Vega warming up. Yeah, let's talk about that goal while we wait for Noah to get in here. The play by Christian to win the ball back was great. The assist by Obed was phenomenal. I loved what Obed did on that play. I don't think the defender thought there was enough space between him and the end line for him to get to that spot and still get the cross in without it going out of bounds. But it's Obed Vargas. What are we talking about? Great play to get that back in the mixer. And then De La Vega just kicked the absolute shit out of that ball. I think that might have been the most unsavable goal I've ever seen. No goalkeeper in the world is saving that one. I think there was a tinge of like frustration behind that shot. That was like I've been injured a lot the last year and a half, and I've taken a lot of criticism for it, and I'm just going to take all of my frustration with that out on that ball. That's what he did. It was satisfying to watch. I was happy for him. I loved how in the celebration, he's giving all the credit to Obed. He's pointing, he's saying, right here, that's why that happened right here. This guy, that wasn't even me. That was this guy. I love that. I love the giving credit to your teammate like that. It's great for the vibes. Camaraderie, you know? But I was happy to see De La Vega get his first MLS goal from open play. He had the penalty kick at LAFC, but his first MLS goal from open play, and now he's up to what is it across all comps, like 3 or 4 or something, because he had a couple in Champions Cup, right? And then he almost bammed the one that Moose rebounded at FC Dallas, so he's looking good, man. Like, there was this period of time last year where I think Noah and I were both, we were like, is this really a $7 million player? Like, you see it in flashes, but not consistently. I feel like what we've seen of him this year, we've seen enough now to kind of actually get an idea of what type of player he is. I see why they dropped a bag on him. Like, you really, in fact, he was one of the ones who set up, I think, the Moose goal by shaking his guy and sliding it to Rothrock, I believe. When he's 1v1 with a guy, I'll usually take De La Vega. And then his finishing's been good this year. Like, his when he has been taking shots, they've been on point. He's got great accuracy. And that shot off that feed from Obed was just that was a screamer. It's from inside the box, so I don't know if it's like a full-on golazo, but it was a great goal, great team goal. Derek Richards coming in with the $5 super sticker. Thank you, Derek. Appreciate you, buddy. Pedro and Giroud going goal for goal in MLS. That's right. That French man has found the score sheet. You know, it's funny. It's been a interesting week for LAFC. I don't know if we'll spend that much time on that on this stream, but we'll definitely talk about that on the dub pod. But Giroud finally scored for them, and I wasn't watching that game at the time, and I was like, oh man, maybe he's like getting going, and then I look at it and it's a set piece goal, which is fine. It's just until he gets one from open play, I'm not going to be that that high on the stock of that guy. It was a great free kick. Don't get me wrong, but like the whole issue they're having. If you think it's been a challenge for Seattle to fit Ferreira into the team, like they got LAFC just got one MLS goal out of Giroud, and it's like the best day of their lives. That signing hasn't worked. It's an example of why name value isn't always that important. It can work sometimes, but like when you go out and get a 38-year-old, this is also a feasible outcome where he gets one goal and he's played like, it's not a small sample size. It's like 30 plus games. Moose Giroud. Exactly. He's got 3 times the goals this year across all comps. Ooh, good shout, Scotty. I have not seen the Dolo presser, but I did see the Phil Neville one, and that one was also blazing hot. So I thought Dolo might not have had one because he got sent off. That game was incredible. I watched the last like half hour of it, and it was just back and forth, like really entertaining for a neutral. Portland gives up a PK right at the end that Bouanga converts. Phil Neville was screaming F-bombs on the sideline because he thought that VAR missed it. He was beside himself during the game, after the game, and at his presser. Yeah, Phil's presser was fire. I was like, okay, this is blazing hot coach press conference of the week fairly easily. But if you're saying Dolo also had a good one, I might have to dual blazing hot presser. Noah's coming. He promises. I'm going to drop the link in chat again. No, I don't know how to pin it. You got to do a tutorial video showing me how to pin him. No one in the queue right now, guys. No one in the queue. If you want to come dish takes, link's right there. Oh, he meant Neville. Okay. Oh, here he is. Let's add him to the stage. We got some random caller. I don't know. I don't really like this guy, but I guess I'll add him to the stage. What's up, Noah? You're muted. I can't hear you.
I did a whole bit about, sorry, guys.
Who are you, me?
Yeah, basically. The game was so good that I had too much fun last night.
Okay, hell yeah. That's what
the game was so good that I haven't even had my caffeine yet. I've been trying to work my espresso maker, and it's just not working. So that's where we're at. Me and Ari have completely switched places, I feel like.
Noah, 3-0.
Why don't you give me one more minute, and then I'll be back with my coffee. And when I have my coffee, folks,
you look like you need
on it.
You look like
thank you. Thank you. That's a compliment. Okay, I'll be right back, folks.
All right. Noah's going to go get his coffee and chug some of that, get locked in. Probably going to have to do his Moose apology tour. To be fair, he already issued one, but he might have to reiterate that. I think with Moose, it's nice to see like a situation where a striker who's playing well and XG merchanting, it actually does even out like I always say it will. You know, with Abear, that XG merchanting never stopped. The whole season he was here, it never stopped. But I do have a stat. I do have a Moose stat that Jeremiah put out there. This is a good stat. I want to share this. This is a good stat. Oh my God. Why can't I zoom in? All right. I can't zoom in, but I'm just going to read it to you guys. Sorry. Per Jeremiah, here's a fun stat. Danny Musovski currently leads all of MLS with 1.14 XG per 90. He's also on 0.61 goals per 90, which is still in the 81st percentile, which is really good. Like you said, I've always believed that if I get the minutes, I'll get the goals. So not only has Moose been playing well, but he's actually getting he's leading the league in terms of like the types of good chances he's getting. He really should have like more goals based on those numbers. But he's starting to, right? So that's why playing well matters irrespective of the result sometimes. Because if you like, I guarantee you, man, if he's putting up that high of an XG per 90 consistently all season, the goals will be there. There's no way. That number is just, unless it's like unless it's the unluckiest season in the history of the sport. And I doubt like 1.14 is probably not a realistic. No, anything over 1 is kind of crazy. I feel like anything close to 1 is kind of crazy, but it's a good stat. Illustrates that he's playing well. All right. Looks like we got Noah back here. Coffee in hand. Oh, wait. No, he's gone again. Never understood the Moose hate. He just needed confidence. Yeah. Like, I think now that he's seen a couple go in, maybe that unlocks the floodgates. And like I was saying earlier, I think the most important thing is that it looks like he's providing a way for this to be a functional and productive offense, even if Jordan Morris isn't on the field. It was looking for a minute there, like with Jordan out, the squad really didn't have anything. There's no alternative game plan other than hoping that Jordan can create most of the offense with his running and his finishing and all that. Moose, like, I think the offense has been looking better, honestly, the last couple games with Moose up top. He scores against FC Dallas, gets the game winner, and then in this game, the offense looked phenomenal with him starting and Jordan not on the field till the end of the game. So that's a big development, honestly. It is. Ari, you're vindicated by history. You and Noah said he just needed to get into a rhythm and build on his attacking form with good minutes. I'm not going to take a victory lap on that necessarily, but I will say it doesn't surprise me that the goal, like he's starting to score goals given how he has been playing, the positions he's been getting in, runs he's been making, all the other work that he does off the ball and in possession. He's playing well. All right. Now it looks like we got Noah here.
What up?
Back
what
to
up?
The stage.
I was here the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
You look a lot more locked.
Listen, I told you, I just needed a minute. I needed to get my coffee. There's still people asleep in my house. It was a fun day, but more Pyro, more Sounders, our favorite caller just popped in. So why don't we take that call and then we will get into my game review.
Okay, sounds good. We're gonna add Pyro to the stage right now. Pyro, welcome back.
Hello.
Thanks for calling in.
Hello.
Seattle Sounders 3-0 over Nashville SC last night at Lumen Field. Talk to us. How are you feeling?
Everyone can hear me, right? You're good?
Yeah, we got
you sound great.
All right. Perfect. I am still in bed.
Hell
yeah. Okay.
Holy shit. That was a crazy game. I got pretty hungover, I'm not gonna lie. Have a raging headache still, but you know what?
Cheers to you.
3-0. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I can't believe we played that well. I'll say I wasn't expecting that. Other people around me were like, well, I was expecting a win, but I wasn't expecting 3-0. I was expecting a draw or a loss. I'm not going to lie. I thought Nashville was really good. I thought they've looked really good this season. And walking into Lumen Field, I was like, I'll take a point. A win I would be ecstatic. And then we won 3-0. So that's why I'm hungover.
Yeah, I think it's a good point. Nashville's not bad. Like they're
actively good.
They're actively good. If you look at like the performance numbers and stuff, they've actually been playing some of the best attacking ball in the league. They just haven't been finishing their chances. So that like the whole idea of like, oh, they beat up on a bad team. No, not really. That team's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. And I remember too, like, did Zimmerman play? I wasn't looking at Nashville's 11. Zimmerman wasn't on the field.
No, he's still concussed. He got bicycle kicked in the head.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Damn, that's how you know I don't keep up with the Eastern Conference. Well, shit, even then, still, like, I thought we were just able to rip through their defense a lot better than I've normally seen us do all year, and that was against one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference, so it's a huge confidence boost. I'm really happy. I'm really happy with last night. I got almost nothing bad to say.
What did you
Almost nothing bad to say is a big jump from last week.
I
What
know,
did you-
right?
what'd you think of Ferreira in this game?
Really good. I mean, I was kind of like, I've always been in the camp of like, man, like we should put a shot caller on this guy if he drifts by like the midfield and shit like that. But dude was backing up his fucking talk in the press conferences. He was like, I'm a 10 too. I can pass. I'm not just a striker. 2 assists on the night. Like I have to throw my hands up and be like, all right, if that's the kind of striker he's gonna be, if he's gonna have more assists than goals, let's facilitate it. Because he looked fucking great last night on assists.
I think
I know you were sorry, go for it.
I think what we're learning is that his role on this team might be best served as more of a facilitator than like a pure goal scorer, which I knew that his profile was more multifaceted than like a traditional like target 9.
Yeah.
But it seems like on this team, at least so far, he's done his by far his best work setting other guys up as opposed to getting his own chances, which he still needs to get his own chances, but it's still good to see him combining with everyone.
That pass to Rothrock was sexy. Like,
So
obviously you're supposed to pass it to Paul Rothrock in that situation when he's open on the side of the box like that. But just the quickness in which he did that, and also the ability for Paul to pick that out of the air, basically, like it was pretty much a volley. I know he let it hit the ground, but like what a pass and what a shot. Like that the third goal to me was the cleanest of the night. His is for if he's gonna be that kind of assist maker, then I'll fucking take it at this point. That was just great from us.
I loved that goal. That was a great team goal. I was going through it earlier, but just the dirty work from Christian to win the ball back where he won it back, sliding Ferreira in, Ferreira's movement and first touch to receive the ball, pick his head up, make the read that the defender cheated over, hit Rothrock right away. Then, like you said, the touch from Rothrock, just, oh my God, that was.
Yeah.
I know you had said that we changed your mind on Moose last episode when you called in.
Yes.
Do you feel happy that your mind was changed on Moose after this match?
Yeah, I was. That was the next thing I was going to touch on. Is like, I obviously, I had like the vendetta against him and stuff like that. It was, to me, it felt like a Hebert situation. Like you guys remember how Hebert felt when he was at the club, right?
Yes.
Like it was like, just fucking put it in the net. Like Musovski to me felt the same, and then. But at the same time, now after last night, I can say I never saw Hebert score a fucking flick on.
Yeah,
like he did in the 13th minute, 15th minute, whatever it was. That was a nice little flick on. I have to respect that, and
that's a training ground goal.
I heard you because I came into the call when you guys first started the show. Like I heard you talking about. If he keeps up with like all the chances he's getting, there's no way he doesn't score a bunch of goals this season. So I'm gonna believe that, and I'm gonna be on the hope train for Musovski. I'm gonna change my mind. I was impressed. He was getting into good spots. I kind of, even though I'm in the supporter section, like I remember in the second half, I was watching him try and get into good spots, and I thought he was good. You guys have actively changed my mind, I'd say. I appreciate that.
I mean, he's changing minds by scoring goals. Like that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah, exactly.
That is
with
your
Jesus.
job.
Like if you put the numbers up, they're going to change their minds, and I think that's what's happening with Musovski for me.
Yeah, I think Moose is a good example of like he literally once he has found his rhythm, he looks like he can play soccer again. Because I think it was fair for fans to like feel kind of frustrated with his play because he did look bad. He looked like shit. Like he looked like a man who had never played soccer in his life before. And now he is actively like a very good player. And like someone who is, who you're like, okay, yeah, that's fine. Jordan can't play. That's fine. That's great. I wanted to touch on Jordan for a minute because some people were like, oh, Jordan's old and you should not start him. This was the case, right? I thought he had 3 insane opportunities, 2 of them that there was a really great save on. I'm stoked that he's back.
Yeah.
So I can say from my view, because I sit right behind the goal in the Brougham end in ECS, that you know how the final whistle blew like right after Morris got that chance saved?
Yeah.
That man looked like we just lost the game.
Yeah.
And
He
he
wanted
reacted after the game like we just lost the game. Like his teammate, like everyone was hugging him and shit like that. Like, oh, 3-0. And he looked, I'm telling you, devastated.
Yeah.
His fucking head was over, like his shirt was over his head and everything. He took those chances. Like for anyone that's giving him a ton of shit for missing those chances, he's giving himself more shit
Yeah.
than you are.
He wanted that one so
looked-
bad.
yeah.
He wanted to give that
Looked
one to the crowd, send it off like that, which would have been great. But like, I'm honestly, you know, I think it's good that he is feeling a little chapped about it, because hopefully that gets him. That hopefully we see angry Jordan next game, and he puts a couple away. But it's kind of a similar idea to what we were talking about with Moose. Like Jordan, we know that when Jordan gets chances like that, there's a percentage of them that he's good for. So
Angry Jordan gets hat tricks on Kansas City. You know, that's
True.
Angry Jordan.
exactly. Pyro, we got no one else left in the queue. So if you want to wax on anything else, go right
Oh, yeah, I
ahead.
was gonna say before you say that, we cut our conversation, and that's going up as its own video today, actually. So
Oh, cool. I appreciate that, yo.
so yeah, we're stoked that we can chat about that. That was a really good convo. But
Yeah,
anything
for
else
sure.
about this and this game or whatever else?
I wanted to leak some news. Actually,
Oh,
Okay.
a little bit of because I'm obviously I'd say I'm way more involved with like the fan culture than the football culture. Obviously, they're one and the same, but you kind of know what I mean. Like I'm super involved when it comes to fans out in the city, and I have some breaking news for the people of Seattle for the Club World Cup, if you would allow me to drop it.
we would love to hear it.
Yeah.
So obviously sources and all that I can't say, but SPD and the Paris Police Department are confirming that they're going to work together to bring PSG's Ultras here for the Club World Cup.
Oh,
Wow.
So at the absolute least,
Sick.
during the Club World Cup, we're at least going to see PSG's hardcore in the
That's
Lumen Field away
crazy.
section. So
that is
just get
big
ready
news.
for
That's
that,
big
y'all.
news.
I can't begin to describe how excited I am for the Club World
That's
Cup.
insane. That's gonna be so cool. Are
That
they gonna
is gonna
stick them
be-
up in the corner? Is the question.
I think so. They wouldn't be integrated with everyone else. Yeah. So
Of
I think
course.
they'll get stuck up in that corner for sure.
You know what? Give them the whole Hawk's Nest. Fuck it.
Fuck it. they probably will have to do that with like Botafogo. Who knows?
Yeah. That's sick. That's gonna be so exciting. Like, I don't know, dude. I continue to be more and more excited about this Club World Cup. Again, we're lucky because we both have credentials, so we pay $0 to experience this soccer. But like, oh my god, that's so sick. That's like
I
real
wonder how
soccer
many-
heritage.
Like, did they say at all? Like, what amount of people that entails?
No, there's not a number that's out yet, but just the fact that there is going to be a police presence for whatever number of PSG Ultras that are traveling, I'd expect there to be over like a couple hundred.
That's
Otherwise,
crazy.
I wouldn't really see the need for a police presence and a whole announcement like that, you know.
Right.
Wow.
So I'd imagine a couple hundred at least.
We're gonna get so much pyro.
Oh, dude, it's in my name. That's
Literally. Well,
But yeah, I'm just excited for the fanfare around all that. Like it's our opportunity to prove to the rest of the world like this city has a soccer fan culture that could compete with some of the, let's say, mid-table fan cultures in Europe, you know. Like there are fan cultures out in the world that are smaller than the Seattle Sounders. There are a lot of things that the Sounders can claim that are better than a lot of teams in the rest of the world, not just the US. Like we always talk about how we have so much history. We were born in 1974, all of that stuff. Do you know when PSG was founded?
Like
probably like
94 or something.
3. They were probably founded in 3 or something.
Yeah, it was 1972 or 1973 when PSG is founded.
Oh, okay.
No one gives
So we're
any
close.
shit. No one gives shit for PSG for, you know, not having history, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like
Well, I will
I
We
say
would
are
about
just as
like
bold as
wait.
PSG. We have a similar fan culture to a lot of European clubs. We just need more pyro.
we need more pyro. We need more beating people. Just kidding. That's a joke, YouTube. That's a joke, YouTube.
YouTube,
Uh,
for the sake of YouTube, that's a joke.
I gotta be honest, like League Un, Uber Eats, McDonald's, or whatever it's called now. Talk about a fucking America fat, like lame league name.
I know.
Uber Eats, League Un, McDonald's. Like,
Yeah,
are
they
we
went
are we
from
for real?
Ligue 1 Uber Eats to Ligue 1 McDonald's.
Like, come on.
They
And
have
like they
Uber- they
and
have
like all their
Uber Eats.
teams are going bankrupt. Like, come on.
Yeah.
I'm
They have
sorry.
Uber
You
Eats
can
in the
complain
name
about
of the league?
MLS. Yeah, it was like Uber Eats League Un, and now it's like McDonald's League Un.
Like, I think
It's
the
like you-
commentators have to actually physically say that.
Yeah, it's like in the
they switch
contract.
the league.
Oh man.
It's like when it used to be like Barclays Premier League or whatever and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
now it's just, you know, now they were like that's actually probably shouldn't sell those naming rights because it
Home
sounds really
Depot
fucking
presents
stupid.
MLS, sponsored by T-Mobile.
Well, that's like it's technically the Audi MLS Cup playoffs.
Yeah, I was gonna
Oh,
say
yeah,
we
that's
have,
right.
like
Yeah.
working for the league website, we have stuff like that where it's like Sunday Night Soccer presented by Continental Tire.
Yeah.
Or it used to be Heineken Rivalry Week, and you have to put that in even in like a Doyle column. It's like, but that's that stuff is one thing. There's literal like obligations with that. Putting it in the what if it was the Major League Uber Eats Soccer? Like,
If it was Major League Soccer presented by McDonald's, do you understand how the butt of the joke we would be to every
Yeah.
single league in the
Oh
whole
my
world?
God, dude.
That
I
would
think
just be a joke. They'd make a like shitty AI slop of Messi eating burger. They'd be like Messi eating burger.
Oh, well, there's like I'm surprised that when the US first started the MLS, we didn't try and go in like the Japanese route where remember how when the J League started, all the teams were companies?
Yes.
And that's still the case in Korea. Like Kim
Well, still-
Ki-hee won the fucking Asian Champions League with Ulsan Hyundai Motors.
Mhm.
Like
well, like I mean, a lot of the teams in the Bundesliga are still like loosely related to names of companies.
no one talks about how Bayer Leverkusen is for Bayer, the health
for like
company.
aspirin and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Capitalism.
Yeah. That gets into the whole thing we were talking about last time. But I appreciate you guys
Literally.
like putting that conversation up. That means a lot.
Of course, no, it was so
out.
good. We're
I
stoked.
just hope
for
someone
it.
from the FO hears that. That's like
They listen. I can promise you that.
Yeah, I want Brian Schmetzer to hear that and then go bust open a door in the FO and be like, man, fuck you guys. What the hell?
Brian would do something like that. We love Brian. Well, Pyro, thank you for calling in. Oh, you have more? We're here for you. If you got more, you're always welcome.
One thing I wanted to mention because I said in the chat, like you guys were talking about how what's his name, Steve Cherundolo and like Phil Neville were like crashing out on interviews and stuff like that. Brian Schmetzer, I think it would break the internet if he crashed out on an interview. I think
he's had testy press conferences before, and he gets tilted sometimes. I've never.
But the only
him
way Brian Schmetzer outwardly shows frustration is like sighing really hard and tapping his pen. Like,
right.
I mean, he did crash out on
Brian
Nico
Schmetzer,
the other
like,
day.
yell. Sorry?
He did crash out on Nico the other day. He was like, he said something. I don't know. He was just kind of testy. But yeah, I don't think too. You're right. Like if he was going full blast, it would break the internet a little bit.
I'm too young to remember. Like, did Ziggy Smith ever have any crazy crash out moments?
Famously,
when he was with Seattle.
In the locker room, he would. There's like a famous video of him in this. There's like a documentary about the Sounders that Levy Films made, and like I think it was in like the Western Conference Finals or something. He like crashed out in the locker room and was like throwing shit.
Oh shit!
He was tearing into the players on that speech. I can do a quick story on that front. When I was beat writing, Ziggy called me out for like an error that was in one of my articles.
Oh shit.
Like I asked him a question about something else and he kind of gave me a weird look, didn't really answer it, and then was like, by the way, like you had the rule wrong on that. Like I read your thing and that was not the way. I was like, all right, I'm glad you read, but goddamn, like TV cameras there and everything. I just got lit up.
Oof. That must have been a while ago too. Shit. Well, RIP Ziggy. That man brought us so many US Open Cups.
and that's something you can't take away from the man.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, well, I'm gonna go try and cure this headache.
Yeah,
I have it for a good reason though, because we won 3-0. So.
ginger shots. What's the like Erewhon bullshit that people have
Oh
you do
shit,
now?
you're
I don't
right.
know.
I don't have ginger shots, but honestly, I'm feeling a ginger like root beer now.
Ginger
might
beer,
go do that.
kombucha. You know what I started getting on because my mom, she's like kind of a granola mom. I love my mother. She got me on kombucha, bro. Telling you, kind of good. Kind of makes my tummy feel good. Got to be honest.
You know what? In honor of getting to come on the show, that is exactly what I'm gonna go do when I get out of bed. Appreciate you guys.
Oh yeah, thank you for calling in, Pyro. We appreciate
Of course,
you.
y'all. Go
Great call,
Sounders. I'll see y'all next week.
Go Durs. See you next week. Whew. Always
Great call from Pyro there.
Liam says
no one-
W for kombucha. Liam's literally in the other room of my house right now. I told
Hell
him
yeah,
he
Liam.
should come on.
No one else in the queue right now, guys. Come on, we got 78 of you watching right now. No one wants to come lay down takes.
Here, I can see if Liam wants to give his takes from the game he watched.
Okay. I was gonna ask for Noah's take on the game because we didn't really get it yet. But yeah, if anyone wants to come on and give your takes on Seattle Sounders 3-0 victory.
Yeah, I'm ready to give my takes. I'm ready.
Okay, Noah. Yeah.
Can I get a drum roll? Can I get a little drum roll, please?
What were your thoughts on this big dub for Seattle last night? How are you feeling?
This is the Seattle Sounders that we always knew they could be. Folks, okay? This is the way that this team can and should be playing. This is the way that we're going to see them play going into the future. Yeah, maybe we're going to get some more bad losses here and there. But this is the identity of the team that Brian Schmetzer and the coaching staff wanted to play, especially with this counterattack. You high press up top. You look like sicko freaks in attack. You've got pace. You have possession. You have shots on goal. This is a team that already takes the most shots on goal of the entire league, right? Okay. But they're converting now. Jesus Ferreira looks like a full-blown demigod at the 10. He is someone who is genuinely going to be challenging Albert Rusnak at the 10 if he continues to play the way that he was playing tonight, okay, or last night. The reality of the situation is this is potentially the deepest team in MLS. But we are also a team who absolutely hates to play soccer in the first few months of the MLS season, okay? We saw this against LAFC, and we thought, okay, maybe it's a fluke because it was backups. Okay, whatever. But it was the system. We saw the system. We said, this is what we can see. Okay. We've had some bad losses where the system didn't work, where players just weren't hitting. Things weren't, figured out. A lot of rotation and personnel. But this is it, man. We now have a man by the name of Ryan Kent jumping onto this team, okay? Paul Rothrock is finding his final form, and Paul Rothrock and Ryan Kent are now just going to be backing each other up. Ryan Kent, in the 2 passes that he made, looked better than any player in this entire league. He might be Messi too. You look
good. Yeah, you look good.
He dude, the little no look faking defender pass, the little spin move to get off a defender attacking him. It's like, come on, we're winning Club World Cup. I don't know what to tell you, okay? Jordan Morris looks good. Moose looks good. I will be issuing a full written apology letter to Moose on the podcast. I am writing that. I'm just letting you all know that's happening. This was a certified banger game. This is a good club that they played against. They played well. This wasn't just a fluke win. This was a incredible win. Obed Vargas might be the best player in the world, $78 million. The run he made to lay that pass off to Pepo, literally Pepo's like, this dude is the reason that I scored this goal.
Yeah.
To take on the defender and have the perfect touch in that small area in the box just to cut it down to the end line, knows that he's going to pull that space and just sends that ball perfectly into the area with 2 players crashing the box. Cinema. Because you know what happens? If that ball takes a little weird bounce, Rothrock's right there, bams it in. Doesn't, it's a little short. Pedro de la Vega's right there. Oh my God, incredible. Let's keep going down the list. A man who has been struggling this entire season, but we have always believed in, and we believe is one of the best players in the league and has been consistently, definitely the best bargain in the entire league. Christian Roldan. Let's talk about him, okay? This man had a monster game. He was all over the ball. That tackle, that turnover that led to, I think it was the second goal.
Yeah. No,
Cinema.
the Rothrock goal. The
Rothrock goal, which I think was my favorite goal of the bunch.
My favorite goal of the season, honestly. Loved everything about that.
Scotty, least bias take in history. Thank you for understanding. You're correct. Let's talk down the list too. Paul Rothrock, looking like a beast on the wing. Absolutely delicious. Just incredible. Defense, okay, like wasn't amazing. Kim Keehee looked pretty good. I liked that he was getting forward. Yeah, it was a clean sheet. I thought that Fry was tested a little bit more than he should have been.
It's a good offensive team. It's a good offensive team.
Yeah,
they were always going to have a couple looks. Like they are one of the best chance generating teams in the league right now to start the year.
Yeah, and that's the truth. And now that they're actually finding that space, I think that's a good thing. KKR, someone says, looks better than Alex. I don't know if I agree with that. I think that he didn't really touch the ball as much as he probably would have wanted to. I think he's still raw. He's still young. Get him more minutes. He's going to be really good. I don't think that. But listen, I'm an Alex Roldan defender, and I got to be honest with you. I think he's incredibly good at the position. So that's my take. It's going to be hard to beat him out in that position. Kim Keehee looked great. Nuhu, I don't know. Nuhu made a really good pass to Jordan there at the end.
That was one of the best Nuhu dimes I've ever seen. I didn't know he could do that.
He's clearly been working. So I mean, while there were some errors on his end.
This was one of those Nuhu games where I'm still the Nuhu defender, I guess, but that's one of those Nuhu games where there was a lot of like temple massagers. Like the one where he did the step over. There's a ball coming in and he's doing the step overs instead of just clearing it. And it's like, all right, why are you doing the step overs to begin with? But then instead of clearing it after the step overs, he just gives the ball away right at the top of the box. You're just like, that was not necessary. But like in a game where you win 3-0, it can be funny, but I would just wish he wouldn't do stuff like that.
I think the biggest news of this entire game is the way that Jesus looked. Let's be real, okay? And we said this, he's a good player. He's just bad right now. He's playing bad right now. I think he played very well. Mm-hmm. I think he played a monster game. We always said he's a better facilitator. He's not a 9, right? And I think that, I mean, obviously this is a little biased because Rusnak's, coming off an injury and all of this stuff. Also, he came back way quicker than I would have ever expected.
True.
So that's kind of crazy. But I mean, do you think that he's going to challenge Albert for minutes there?
I think it's a really good question how they handle it, because I think it's pretty clear that Ferreira's most effective position is there. And it's up in the air right now to me, like how they can get both of them on the field at the same time. I don't mind Rusnak as the 10 with Ferreira in more of a wide pocket and kind of letting him do 10-like stuff from out there. There's been some good moments when they've tried to do that. But it can't be a situation where they're both playing the exact same position, which it's looked like at times. So I'm open to the notion.
Ghost once Rusnak came on the field. Like once Rusnak took over that position, when
they've been on the field together this season, it has not looked cohesive or fluid or any of the things that you want to see in attack. But I will that doesn't mean that it can't get there. I think with Ferreira, he is such a smart player that he can he's adaptable. Like you can.
He shouldn't have to be though.
Well, I mean. I don't know. It depends. If you put him out wide, he can be effective there. It's just not necessarily his best position. I do think there's a way that they can play together and it can look good. They haven't found that yet. I'm open to the idea, but as it stands right now, it feels like you either have to play one or the other there, which is not necessarily a bad problem to have. But realistically, Ferreira needs to be on the field a lot. You brought him in to play. He's been a DP level player in the league. So having it be a rotation between those two guys, I don't really know how much I like that idea. So that's really what they got to figure out. I think what they got to figure out is how to have Rusnak playing as the 10 with Ferreira playing off him in that wide pocket, but like not getting into each other's space, you know?
Yeah, I mean, and I think that's going to be a challenge. I even said, I was like, I think I posted this last week. I was like, in a healthy lineup, Ferreira isn't starting in this team. Well, I don't know now, like from what I'm seeing, this is not an anti-Rusnak thing. I think Rusnak is incredible and a great player and clearly has more connection with Jordan specifically. So if you're starting Jordan, that's great. But like, dude, what I saw from Jesus was something different than you get from Albert, right? Like it is truly a different 10 position. And I thought that this counterattacking movement that they were doing, I thought it served it so much better when you had a player like that who's going to just find weird ass pockets of space. Albert just like doesn't really do that. And that's fine. That's not his game. He's a good player at what he does. He's a really good facilitator in that central channel. You get him out of that, I don't really think that he's as good, right? Jesus Ferreira is doing overlaps with Paul Rothrock and becoming a winger in one moment and still playing just as good as when he's at the 10. I just think that crazy dynamism and that like swirling offense is kind of the way that this team plays the best. You have so many young players, you have so many fast players, you have so much on attack. It's like that is like where it's at. Like that's what I think is like, if he can keep playing to that standard, he should probably start in that lineup.
I'll say this. I feel more confident coming out of this game that they can figure out how to play Rusnak and Ferreira together than I did previously. Cause I mean, I was talking about it earlier, but like the whole issue I had with it these last few weeks is the stagnation kind of that I was feeling. Felt like spinning their wheels, felt like they really weren't progressing with it. I thought the Dallas game was incremental progress. I thought this was real progress. Like for him to go out there, be an integral part of the offense looking like that. Yeah. And then assist on 2 of the goals. That's what we needed to see. Right. So they still have to build on that. And I think getting he and Rusnak on the same page and figuring out how to play them together, that's going to be probably still a bit of a process realistically. But
no, I think it's going to be a challenge.
It's going to be a challenge, but I think Ferreira is a smart enough player to do it. That guy knows what he's doing.
I don't think he should have to. Like, this is what I was saying with the argument when people were like, well, Jordan can play on the wing or at the 9, or he can play at the wing or at the 9. It's like, no, if you're a good enough player, you shouldn't have to be a fucking utility tool. You should play the position that you're best at. That's really what I believe. You like moving and bouncing these players around to fit where you need. It's not doing right by the player. It's not doing right by your team. Play the player in the position that he's good at. Make people fight for minutes. I mean, I'm going to be honest. Like Brian, that's the type of coach that Brian is. He doesn't give a shit if you're a DP. He's going to sit your ass on the bench if you're not as good as the player that's 4 rungs below you, a la Paul Rothrock, right? Like, I truly think that after this game, you have to start Jesus at the 10. That doesn't mean that he's not going to, bounce up and down on the depth chart week to week or whatever. Also, Albert's probably not going to be full 90 ready. I can't imagine. And I just think you just got to keep giving him run there, man. And if you keep getting results like this, the team looked different with him there. And he's finally settling into a position. It's the same thing when we moved Jordan to the 9. People were like, no, I don't see it. And then you got him a little run and he finally was there. And then he has the fucking monster season, right? Like, that's what I'm saying. It's like you keep moving a player around who's already feeling like shit, who's feeling like he doesn't have a position. He's unsure of himself. He finally has a type of game that we know he can have. A monster game. Let him be there. Let him have that moment, build that confidence, let him play there. He doesn't need to be a winger. Everyone is a winger on this team. Let him play there. Let him start there if he's good enough, or let him come off the bench. That's where he should be.
I mean, so in this, I see what you're saying, but the only logical extension of that is that you have basically a rotation of Rusnak and Ferreira in that central spot, which is fine. It just means that you're going to be going into a lot of games with one of your best, most highly paid players on the bench, which you could say that's a good problem to have.
Guess who's done it before and been successful at it?
It is a good problem to have. I'll say that. But I don't know.
And there's going to be up and down form. That's the thing. It's like, this isn't saying that I hate Albert Rusnak and I'm a part of the brigade
No,
now.
yeah, I know.
I mean,
I know.
the brigade will be really happy. Actually, they might not. I don't know if they like Jesus Ferreira or not.
They're doing a
it's
thing right now where they're talking about how like they've won a couple games without him. So they're like doing the correlation causation thing. They're like, see, like he's been benched and now they won a couple games with a really in-depth, lengthy sample size of what is it, like 4 games?
Yeah. 4
So
games.
they were, it's funny, they were chest thumping at me.
Well, this one doesn't even count.
Monday, and like the very next game, it blew up in their faces. Pretty funny.
Yeah. I mean, here's what I'll say, man. He only played well because it was Easter. He only played well because it was Easter weekend. It was his contract year, if you know what I mean. Because the Rusnak argument where they were always like, oh, he's only playing well because it's his contract year. It's only playing well because it was Easter weekend, Right. I just listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that you got to keep giving him a run there. Let him build his confidence there. He's playing well, man. Like at the end of the day, right? Like Albert is gonna understand. And if he doesn't, fucking okay. Like he's gonna get over it eventually. If they're winning games, like
that's the thing. If they're playing like that, then you just run whatever that is. Like
that's what I'm saying. You got to put that back out there. I think you can substitute Jordan Morris in there, and that's cool. And like whatever. I think Moose should still be getting some more run. Keep him in the form that he's in. Like I thought this game was great because of him too. Like here's what I'm going to say. Okay, I think a player like Ryan Kent is going to play better with Albert Rusnak at the 10. I think they're very complementary players. I don't think it'll play as well with Jesus Ferreira there at the 10, but maybe it will, right? I just think Ryan Kent wants to get into that attacking area more or whatever. Kind of same thing with Jesus. They're both just like him and Jesus are both very creative players. And I think that like Albert's the type of player that you love to have as a creative player because he's like a rock. He's steady. You can play off of him. He's going to anticipate for you as much. And Jesus is more of that like athletic vision focused player. And I just think like once him and Jordan get locked in, it could be great. I don't know, man. I'm
Have we already discussed concerns that the non-first team starters put up 3-0 half, and then in the second half when we sub in our starters, we can't add another goal to the tally? I would say
the
reason
5-0 win against.
Well, the reason that there's 2 reasons I'm not concerned about that. Number one, when you're up 3-0, there's no obligation on you to be pressing the issue in the second half. Like basically at that point, it's on the other team to try and get the goals to come back. Like I don't mind sitting on a 3-goal lead, but then on top of that, Jordan had 2 phenomenal chances that like off the top of my head where like
they were great saves.
Like those are the types of chances where if you're generating those consistently, and specifically if you're getting him those chances consistently, I know those are going to be like there's going to be a certain percentage of those that he finishes. So I actually thought that the way they managed the second half was really good. They did a good job of not letting them get any sort of goal that would have given them a lifeline. And then at the end of the game, when Rusnak and Morris came on, they didn't get the goal, but they got really damn close. And they generated the types of chances that I feel like they need to be generating. So I'm not really tripping that they didn't get the 4th and 5th goal. Maybe if they were like totally bunkered in and like not playing proactive offense at all, I would feel some type of way about that. But with them getting the chances that they did for Jordan when he came on, I'm not tripping at all.
No, I thought Jordan played well. Those are like high, whatever the stats people say, high percentage chances.
The XG on those was off the charts.
Dude, the goalkeeper made 2 good saves. Jordan's also coming back from injury, right? To get those 3 chances and look that good off rip, off the bench, whatever, that's fine. I don't care. You're not going to score every single shot you take. Like that's just the reality of it. And honestly, like Moose probably would have missed those too. So like what are we talking about?
I mean, I don't know.
You know what I'm saying?
Not with him in this form, I don't know.
He almost had another one, dude. That little sliding
and
one
like
towards the end.
Didn't he have one get waved offside
He was off. He did his classic thing where, hey, I'm going to stand offside and make someone else's goal ping off of me, so it's offside. So he still has his rare form. He's still in rare Moose form, which is classic. We love that. We've got a lot of questions in here. Should we hit some of these?
Yeah, sure.
We
also, you guys can call in. We've only had one caller. Don't you guys want to talk about the dub?
I don't know. I just picked this one. Wait, you already
That's
said
the
this
one
one.
I just read.
Dude, see, I'm in prime Moose form right now.
You just missed the sitter.
I missed a sitter. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, here we go. This is the one I wanted. I have a suspicion that the entire team has seasonal affective disorder, and that's why we have a slow start every year. Once the weather gets nice, the boys aren't sad anymore, and we start winning. You and me both, man.
I never thought of that. I never like as the sun comes out, the goals start going in.
Life seems good. Obed start every game.
God, he was so good. He was so good.
Godsovsky, Kenny. I think we might have to start using that.
Moose is a god.
Yeah, but on the seasonal affective disorder thing, it's true. Maybe we need a club psychologist.
It's not a bad shout.
Or like do like a team retreat to do like ayahuasca with Tom Brady. No, not Tom Brady. Who's the Packers guy?
Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Yeah, make them all go do that with Aaron Rodgers. That actually might make them worse.
How many great saves did Fry have? He had some good ones, man.
He had a good one, dude. He was good. He was good in this game.
I was talking
all the shit that has been put on him this season. I thought this was a monster game for him.
Yeah, like I was talking about it earlier, but especially that one at the end of the first half. You know, they're in a situation where at that point you're just trying to get it to halftime with the lead intact. And if Surge converts that, that is a lifeline, right? So big save, and he made a couple other ones too. So it was a good Fry game.
Yeah, I agree. Big Fry. UV lights everywhere at Long Acres, exactly. Sad lights. Ari, we should get those for the podcast room. You know what we need? We need to get one of those happy light sponsors so that like when they lose, we can just like the whole podcast, we just have them staring into them. Just send them to our fans who are crashing out in the comments. I think that's a good idea.
There's been a few good ideas.
We got a little Moose slander in the chat. Should we pop it up
Moose
there?
Slander after he got the goal?
Moose better get a lottery ticket after he's had 3 super
that was not
goals.
luck. That was a slick back heel.
Then the goal before that was not lucky, dude. He finished a shot coming off the post at 9,000 miles an hour. I'm gonna disagree with that as the resident Moose hater.
I thought that was like that finish that he had. I didn't know he had that in his bag.
No, it was kind of sick. It was kind of sick. It was
actually when I first saw it, I was frustrated because I saw it get called offside, and it's like, damn, like it might have been going in off Ferreira's foot, and then he's standing like it wasn't his fault, but he was standing right where the ball went. But then he back heels it in, and he's onside by like 3 feet. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I agree. What do you guys think about the Chicago Fire controversy? I haven't heard about this.
Yeah, Preston, what's the controversy? I probably know what you're talking about, but I'm not sure.
Is it just that they're bad, or Greg Berhalter, or what? Like, what did Greg do now? Greg out?
They lost yesterday.
Oh, ref tripped defender. Is there a clip?
Oh, okay. I got to look at that. I didn't see that.
Pop a clip in the chat if you can.
That's funny, man. I know. I didn't see that.
Oh, and since he scored on the counter.
Oh, good officiating. Love that.
How do you not call that back? Like, if the ball touches a ref, you're supposed to stop the.
Yeah, I don't know. I got to look at the clip on that. There was also a lot of officiating Did you see any of the Portland LAFC game, Noah?
No,
you gotta watch the highlights. It was honestly probably the best game of the season that I've watched.
Like I said, I watched that. Like, I worked all day, then watched the Sounders game, and then after that, my brain was it
was a great game for us because Steve C got sent off, and then Phil Nebbs crashed out after the game.
No, he got
Apparently,
sent off, if you know what I mean. He said, I'm retiring and getting sent off.
Yeah, he got sent off after announcing his retirement. Phil Nebbs crashed out because Portland gave up a penalty on VAR at the very end. So he was flinging F-bombs on the field, came out like screaming on the sidelines after the game. And then
someone sent us his presser.
Yeah.
Someone sent us his presser.
Yeah. I watched that one. That was good. All right, we got Kenny. We got a caller. We got Kenny.
Oh, let's go. Dude, I totally missed that.
Kenny's got no video, so we're just going to bring him to the stage and hope that he can hear us. Kenny, you are on with us. Can you hear us?
What's up? What's up, Lobbing Scorchers?
What's up, man?
What up, Kenny?
Huge fan, guys. Love the work y'all doing.
Appreciate it.
I want to talk about the dub. I love a big 3-0 dub at home. Get Godsovsky back on the board again. Ferreira was great. I love Ferreira pinging those balls diagonally and horizontally all the way across the field. Man, that really opened up the wings a lot.
No, I agree. He was so good, man. He looked like that prime FC Dallas Ferreira that we knew him
by far and away with Seattle. What'd you think of Ryan Kent? First look at him.
Ryan Kent, I was just gonna say, I thought that Jordan could have squared him, could have squared the ball to him in the box there.
Yeah, I agree.
Big look, but the defender did peel off, and I don't know if Jordan's seen Ryan Kent. I don't know if they don't got that connection yet. So
yeah,
Jordan,
he was open on that wing.
Oh, I forgot. I totally forgot about that play. He should have squared it. I get it because he's trying to, he's coming off injuries, trying to get back in the swing of it. It was a good chance to get a goal. I don't really fault him for taking the shot, but realistically, you want him to square that.
Great point. Getting back in the swing of things, trying to get his goal back in front of the home fans, be our talisman. That's what he's there to do, score goals, not to square it over to the new guy for a tap.
But you want him to a little bit.
You like him to make that Ted Lasso extra pass to Ryan Kent. Ooh.
There we go. Okay, wait, that's a post right there. That's a post. You clip that up and you you headline it. The man forgot what Tad Lasso. Tad Lasso. Fuck it. Yeah. This joke already bombed.
I wanted to bring up the little Kendrick jig. They hit the Kendrick after the Pedro goal. And
I forgot about that too.
Y'all already did the interviews? Y'all did post-match interviews in this reaction? Sorry, I came in late.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to play the pressers. We usually do that.
It's okay because I'll be out in 15 and then you can play those when I head out.
Oh, cool.
And in those you'll see that Pedro was talking about it, and it sounds like it was Nuhu's idea, and then he had to remind him on the field too. So that's my favorite artist too. So that was just cool to see the worlds collide.
Nuhu always got the juice like that, dude. He's always. I want to get Nuhu on to do to just hang out and chat and shop. I feel like that would be the best interview ever. He's been doing a lot more pressers with
they're giving him more media this year. Yeah,
I love it.
And his English is apparently really good now.
I saw
working his ass off to do that.
Totally.
I loved that Selly that you mentioned, and then I was saying it earlier, but my favorite one was De La Vega giving Obed the credit for the goal. I love that. I love it when they give the credit to the assister.
And then they had to bring him back for the Selly too. They hit it twice actually because they wanted to include Obed.
Yeah, it's so
Vibes
good,
immaculate.
The gif of it is crazy. Yeah, because they wave him back over and they're do it again.
Kenny, were you at the game?
Nope. Had to work.
Oh, okay. No worries.
I was watching though.
Let me pull up this picture of this celebration because I think Max Aquino got a really good photo of it. He posted it on here. Yeah, here we go. Maybe mine. Yo, Blue Sky doesn't let you zoom in anymore. What is this, bro?
I had that. I got owned by that earlier. I was trying to show the
woke mob doesn't want us to zoom in. I don't know.
Yeah, what the hell?
I loved this photo that Max got. It's so good.
Yeah,
this is the vibes we need. Do you remember last season when they did the group Selly and turned the whole season around?
Yeah. I guess, Kenny, that would be my next question for you is just How are you feeling about the vibes around the team coming off a game like that compared to a season where the vibes haven't been that hot?
That was exactly what I was going to be my next point. You might also catch the locker room talk after post game. Brian rallying the guys, and he gave the game ball to a trainer. I don't know I didn't catch the fella's name, but it was his birthday, and they just wanted to, so many people had good games. Who are you going to give a match ball to? Christian, he doesn't need that. Christian Roldan does not need another game ball, or Jesus Ferreira doesn't need a game ball, man of the match, whatever. They're going to give it to the trainer on his birthday. And I don't know, there was some little clip in there. I barely caught it, but it sounds like this dude snitched on Nuhu for over a shirt or something. It sounds like he spilled the beans on something. And they're like, quit telling on Nuhu, quit reporting Nuhu. And then at the very end, they're Nuhu shirtless, pushing the guy around in the kit bin, the big kit bin. So, good vibes regardless.
I think it's an important takeaway from the game. A win like this can have just like a galvanizing effect. And I think, I forgot to mention it, but what you were saying earlier about like when this team plays like that, that's the identity that we know that they can have and that they're supposed to have. There was people during the rough stretch start to the season talking about like, what's this team's identity? What's it supposed to be? What are the ideas? It's that. That is the identity. That is how they're supposed to play. I didn't have anything else. That was
okay. Yeah, no, I agree with you. Kenny, anything else you wanted to hit on?
I'll add on to what Ari said. That was entertaining ball. That was lethal counters. That was high presses, winning the ball in their half, getting it up to your attackers, and then playing smart passes. Obed's dish on the Pedro goal, man. Beating his guy with speed right to the end line, right to that assist zone. That is Brian Schmetzer ball. That's Brian ball right there. Oh, passing out of the back. Jackson Reagan who?
Ooh.
Lobbing Scorchers today, baby. Happy Easter. That's a little egg for you. Jackson Reagan who? We got Kim Keehee. Yamar is breaking lines. Nuhu is sending diagonals into Jordan.
Dude, that was his best pass I think he's ever made. That was just
the best pass of Nuhu's career.
He just keeps getting better, like with his passing. Like I'm not
not
even on a glaze thing. That's just the reality of it. He's like actually getting better and better over this last two seasons.
His crosses have gotten better, but that was a through ball.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. And then I guess Kim Keehee, like what did you think of what you saw? I know you were kind of getting to it, but what did you think of the Kim debut?
I might have preferred John Bell, but apparently he was like just getting out of concussion protocol. I like John Bell's speed, and I could have seen him cleaning up some things better than Kim Keehee with that speed. Like Kim conceded a corner at one point that I thought a fleeter player would have cleaned up in a different way, but cerebral. Organized, hasn't missed a step since coming back. So, can't criticize him too much. But and playing with those other two guys, they have all the physical capabilities that you need from center back. So he can kind of play more of a stationary role or in that central spot. Jackson Reagan's not the quickest either, but no, it's super solid, super effective. Didn't have much to do.
Yeah, no, I agree. I thought Kim filled in well. I mean, Jackson, we've said it a bajillion times. He's not had the best season.
It's passing wise has been pretty good, except for that one flub at the Charlotte first game.
Yeah.
Passing's been really good.
But
there's going to be increased competition for spots, I think. Like we were talking about the Ferreira Rusnak thing and how Ferreira very clearly seems to be at his best in that exact role. Jackson Reagan's been a in-pen starter for a couple years now. Kim Keehee came out and was balling. So I think ultimately that's all a good thing.
Agreed. Retweet.
Insane depth in the defense. The midfield, I think, was really the star of the day. Obed, amazing. Christian, that was a vintage Christian Roldan performance there.
Yep.
Didn't light up the scoreboard, but I think he got 2 secondary assists. Pretty sure.
Mm-hmm.
And both were off of tackles up high. So
I love that move he pulled on the Nashville guy to win the ball for the Rothrock goal. Like that body shield. He's the best in the league at that particular move, and it's such a valuable. It brings so much value because that exact reason. Like you can win possession in those dangerous area because he's just so good at getting the ball off guys like that. Kenny, any last points that you wanted to hit here?
let's go do an agenda check.
Okay.
Andrew Thomas as the starter. Agenda in the mud.
Oh yeah. Hey, whoa, hey! Don't say that in front of my game worn signed Andy T jersey. Hold on.
It can hear me. It can hear me. Okay. All right. Shoot. All right. Well, I'm about to head over to the fam for a little bit of Easter brunch. So
enjoy it, man.
Thanks a lot for having us, though, guys. I'm gonna listen back to the rest of it later.
Heck yeah, Kenny! Thank you so much for calling in. We appreciate you, and keep lobbing those Scorchers.
Will do, man. You too. Peace.
Have a good one. Oh yeah. Should we jump? Let me see how much time I actually have here. Okay. You start queuing up these post game pressers.
All right. Let's do at least the Schmetz one. I don't know how much longer I'm going to go either, but Schmetz was on absolute cloud 9 after this match. This was the happiest Schmetz I have seen in a minute. There's nothing this man enjoys more than giving the fans at Lumen Field a show like that. It like crushes his soul when they have those 0-0s at Lumen. And so I think this was probably very cathartic for Schmetz. And in fact, I know it was because of have you seen this presser yet, Noah?
No, not yet. And I have to go, so you're gonna have to I will rewatch it before we record tonight, okay?
Watch it later.
This is going to be a banger dub pod. You guys are super ready. And I want to promote this real quick before I go.
Yeah.
If you didn't leave a like on this video, we've literally had 80 people in here and I saw I was at like 15 likes. You're a criminal. You're going to jail. You're going to like jail. Okay. I'm going to come to your house and dislike you in person. Okay?
I should have I should have shilled that. That's on me.
That's okay.
Everyone in here still watching, like the video.
Also, become a member. I want one person in this chat right now to become a member. We have something incredible coming. Game day vlog from the Open Cup match that we went to. We had a lot of beers. We had a lot of fun. We met a lot of you guys. It was literally the best thing ever. We had so much fun, and we will be at the Tacoma Defiance versus Portland Timbers match. We will be doing a live stream from there. Shout out to the Sounders for hooking us up and helping us get that set up again.
With J.O. I talked
with Jeremiah. We're going to get some other people who are there to hop in. We'll have another guest. The Sounders, jokingly said they could maybe get us Phil Neves, which is not going to happen. But we could maybe catch him post-game.
I would take that.
I think we should go to his post-game presser, regardless of if they win or lose. I think that's where we should go.
I feel like they don't have it like formal pressers like that. As like they do it on the field.
We can just run on the field, do a little video with him, but that is going to be super fun. So make sure you're subscribed, make sure you're I'm going to say this, guys, we are like 4 subs away from passing a certain channel. And listen, I'm going to leave it at that. We want to be there, but I appreciate you guys. Become a YouTube member. That game day vlog is going to be up tonight. So you'll get to see that. That'll be YouTube members for a week, and then we'll put it out to the general populace, the unwashed masses. But with that, I'm going to go and tend to all of the people who are staying at my house and make some breakfast. Ari, I will see you tonight for our podcast. Just text me when you want to record it because I'm ready and good whenever. I love you, chat. I'll see you guys soon.
Later, Noah.
I added myself back. Shit.
All right, chat. I'm going to start the process of wrapping it up as well. But I'm going to play this Schmetz presser to close it out because, like I said, he was he was on cloud nine. He was on cloud nine. So just let's cloud nine with Schmetz here.
How fun was that first half? I mean, it was pretty good. I mean, well, actually, the first like 8-9 minutes maybe wasn't that good. But once we got our feet under us, I think we played well. And what I'll say is that, the win in Dallas, was an emotional win because we had to overcome a bunch of adversity. And the week of training prior to that Dallas week, I think the coaches did a fantastic job of, pushing the players. The players responded. We knew we were in a hole. We had to dig ourselves out. And it was a gutty, gritty win down in Dallas. And the fear my fear or the coaching thing was, let's not let that effort in Dallas go to waste. And so the objective for this game, the message to the group this training week was to make sure that when the referee blew the whistle, we wanted to come out on the front foot. We wanted to put Nashville under pressure because they're a good team. BJ does a good job, but we wanted to come out and really outwork them, outsmart them, outthink them. And the reward for the guys that played in Dallas, I think they appreciated it. So they played hard. The guys that came on in the second half did a good job. And, finally, look, I mean, you guys saw Kent. So there was some real positives in the game tonight.
All right, we'll start in the front row, then make our way back. Jeremiah, then Moz.
Yeah, Jesus, congrats on the win. Jesus picks up a couple primary assists. Danny gets that goal. I have to imagine that's pretty big mentally for just both of them to get on the score sheet like that. And I know Danny scored last week as well. But
Well, it's consecutive wins, consecutive shutouts, consecutive games where Masowski scored goals, and we want to keep the momentum going. So that's absolutely a positive. Jesus was good. He was very effective. Primary assist, the run that he ran in behind to give Paul the goal. I mean, he was good, but he also put the effort in. I mean, he was chasing back in the second half when still the game was 3-0 and game expanded a little bit. He was still doing the work that was required. So I appreciate that.
Brian, just to continue on that, you've talked about the decision-making, obviously, Jeremiah, about Jesus. What can you say about the off-ball movement and the players really creating
Well, we
space?
had runs in behind from multiple positions. I mean, Rothrock does his thing. I mean, he does it all the time. And Masowski does a good job. And then we were able to bring Jordan on, who can run in behind. And then Albert ran in behind from a deeper position. And Obed was able to, get into the prime assist zone and for the goal. And everybody was doing what we had practiced in preseason. And it was just, knock on wood, one of those games where, everything worked. And we're going to hope that continues.
All right, Jess.
What did you make of Christian's performance tonight? Obviously, the second goal, he was the one who retrieved the ball back and started the offensive buildup.
Well, on two of the goals, he was the one that won the ball back deep in their half to create two of the goals. He and Obed showed their class tonight, both on the offensive side of the ball and, like you say, on the defensive side of the ball. Obed was tackling in the first half. Was the yellow a yellow? I didn't think so. But he and Christian, again, did a great job. And then again, thanks to Craig and everybody, I was able to bring a guy like JP on to help close out the game. I mean, so tonight was a good night.
All right, we'll go back to the second row, starting with Ethan, then down to Jose and Jada.
Brian, congrats on the win. You sort of mentioned it off the top, but coming off that loss in San Diego, 2 straight wins, how important was this stretch for the team to really bounce back, maybe mentally? And what does it say about the resiliency of the team?
Yeah, look, we knew we underperformed in San Diego. I think we all saw it. We all knew it, starting with myself, making sure that we get a good training weekend prior to Dallas, another good training week prior to this game, and we'll continue to build on some of that momentum. that's always reflection. I think when you take a step back and you reflect and you understand what your job is, what your role is, and that's coaches, players, support staff, everybody. I think everybody came together for these couple of wins, and I'm going to use my voice to drive that forward for the remainder of the year.
Jose.
Kim Keehee coming in, giving you a performance that was not just needed, but I feel like it probably brought a lot of comfort back and a lot of confidence to your back line and your goalkeeper. Would you mind elaborating on how you measure that and
Love
how you see that?
Love to. I mean, look, we were getting him kind of late in the year. He wasn't at preseason. There was visa issues. We had to get him up to speed. Jackson and Yaimar have been tremendous. Jonathan Bell is a good center back in our league, in our formation, the way we look at things. But Kim Keehee, tonight's performance is exactly why Kim Keehee, why we re-signed him. And to be honest, if I'm talking out loud, I mean, that's a performance that, people have to watch and say, oh, okay, all right, well, maybe I better, make sure I do my job, because he was really good tonight. Steady, solid, didn't put a foot wrong, and provided us some really senior leadership. He was great.
Jada.
Thanks. Congratulations on the win, Brian. For how gratifying maybe is this against a team like Nashville that you hadn't beaten before? And then also, Willis is very good in goal. So is there any kind of gratification on that end of it?
Well, yeah, somebody alerted me to the stat that we hadn't beaten Nashville in our history. Yes, that's always good to get the first one off your back, but it was only 3 games, small sample size. That again, they're a good team. They're going to win a bunch of games. So I was very pleased to have a good performance against a good team. I don't know if I'd say we, wanted to beat Nashville because we'd never beaten them before. I don't know if that was the message. We just wanted to play up to our potential. And it always starts with getting a shutout. And Steph had to make a couple of saves at the end of the first half to keep us in the game. So credit to him and credit to the defense.
And then your lineup, was that a matter of last week wanting to reward the players that gutted that out, or where was some maybe
it was a bit of both. It was a bit of both, Jada. That's a great question. I mean, we went back and forth because Albert's been a starter and Alex has been a starter and Jordan's obviously a starter, but the team that provided 3 points in that gritty performance in Dallas, they deserved another chance.
All right, Matt, over to you.
Hey, Brian.
Matt,
how are you doing?
Good.
You opened the presser with, hey, how fun was that first half? I think a lot of fans are walking away saying the same thing. Obviously, winning is going to be the top priority, however you can get it. But how important is it to entertain as well?
It's critically important because, look, Seattle's a great sports town. We're talking about the Sonics coming back, the Seahawks, Mariners, Kraken, the rain, Storm, everybody. It's like we have to entertain fans. I mean, that's just part of the business. And so for us to come out again, Matt, I'm gonna keep driving this message home. I want our players at home and on the road, of course, but it's a little bit easier at home to drive the tempo, to make sure we play upbeat, to make sure we're running in behind and chasing and defending and doing everything we can to win games, because that's our job. But of course, when the players put in that little bit of extra energy, the crowd buys into some of those early tackles that Obed had. And then, we score the first goal and the crowd gets excited. And it's kind of, you start building that momentum between the players on the field and the crowd. And that's what we want to do, entertain the fans.
Diego, en español o inglés esta noche?
Español.
Okay.
¿Por qué no inglés?
Poco inglés.
Poco español.
Wow, everybody's scoring tonight.
I have a little bit of both.
Buenas noches. Felicitaciones por el triunfo. Hoy el equipo gustó, ganó y goleó. Este jugador, Kent, en los pocos minutos que estuvo en el juego, demostró que tiene buenas condiciones, que puede aportar mucho al equipo. ¿Piensa darle más minutos en los próximos partidos?
Congratulations on the win. Today, the team played well. People liked it. They won, and they also scored many goals. So that's a good thing. In addition to that, Kent, this new player, had a few minutes, but it was they were very good few minutes. And do you think you're going to be providing him with more minutes in the upcoming games?
Yes, we will be providing him more minutes. He has to earn those minutes, of course. But you saw some of the quality that he has. And so we'll get him incorporated into the team. Again, I want to manage expectations because he's played 6, 8, 10 games in a 2-year span. It's going to take him a little bit to get back to where he was when you see the highlights from his time at Rangers. But he is a tremendously talented player, and I'll be happy to put him on the field more.
Sí, en realidad el plan es darle más minutos en los siguientes partidos. Sin embargo, se los tiene que ganar. O sea, es algo que tiene que seguir practicando para que se los gane. Sí lo vimos jugar algunos minutos. Sin embargo, tiene una historia de haber jugado solamente unos 6, 8, 10 partidos en el último año y pico. Por lo tanto, tenemos que ir con cuidado y viendo cuánto tiempo le podemos dar en cada partido. Pero como hemos podido ver, es un jugador con mucho talento y mi plan es darle más tiempo para que juegue en los siguientes partidos.
All right, we'll come down to Nico here in the front row, and then Felipe, I see you on Zoom. We'll get to you next.
Brian, congratulations on the win. After some struggle from the first part of the season, had a number of players returning from injury, over 31,000 people attending this game. Second 3-goal win in 9 MLS games. Do you feel like the pieces are starting to fall into place going into this Club World Cup that's just around the corner?
Well, I'll pump the brakes on, Club World Cup. I think that's a far ways away, a fair bit of ways away. We still have to get a little bit. I mean, look, we got back to 500. 3-3-3. So we got to get the league record up a little higher before we talk about Club World Cup. Obviously, everybody that's watching the Champions League and PSG and, seeing that that's going to be some tough competition. Let's tackle that when the time comes. Let's make sure that we get the league stuff right first. And, that team is obviously excited about the Club World Cup. But I got to rein them in sometimes to make sure that they're focusing on what's important.
All right, Felipe, over to you on Zoom, please.
Thank you, Alex. Coach Brian, congratulations on the win. And it seems that Seattle Sounders tonight put up a very entertaining game. And you haven't used the same starting 11 in all this season. How is the next man up responding to you?
Well, obviously very good. I mean, look, Jackson didn't play, which gave Kim Ki-hee an opportunity because of an injury, but the rest of it was the same group. But there's going to be some challenging choices for the coaching staff as the season progresses. We have a talented team, a deep roster, and so we'll continue to try and make the right choices, Felipe, for each particular match.
All right, we'll take a few follow-ups, starting with Jose. I saw you first.
Brian, would you mind speaking about your assessment of Nuhu's performance tonight? He seemed to be all over the field, really enjoying himself as well on the field. And it was visible, especially during the goal celebration between Obed, Pedro, and him.
Well, I love Nuhu to death. He's been with us for a long time. We've watched him grow into a mature young man. But his first 9 minutes wasn't great. And so I'm going to start with, congratulations and good job. But then I'm going to go back and step back. That first play from the kickoff, you could see that they parked their biggest, tallest, fastest guy way out here on the right and Nuhu was kind of still inside, letting Paul take. That's Nuhu's responsibility. So the kid is great. I love when he, entertains the fans, when we're talking about entertaining soccer. But again, I need to make sure that he's doing all the right things. His pass into Jordan, I would really compliment him on, because that's kind of, we've always talked about New as a lockdown defender, but his final product in the attacking part of the field, but that was a really good pass, and it was the right pass. So credit to him.
All right, Maz.
Yeah. Ryan, how do you build chemistry in a competitive environment?
Well, I think the team has been together. I mean, there's been a couple of changes. Obviously, Paul is on the IR. Jesus has now been with us a couple of months. That's a new one. Kent obviously will incorporate it, but the rest of the group knows each other. I mean, it's going to be pretty easy. I mean, we've got a bunch of talented soccer players, so they'll figure it out.
In game.
Well, in game starts in training, though. I mean, if they train together, they should know what their tendencies are when they get in front of a crowd. I think it all starts with just having good training weeks leading into games, and then let the players do their thing.
That was the Schmetzer presser post game. He was on cloud nine. Nothing that man enjoys more than a dominant Seattle Sounders win at Lumen Field, where the goals are flowing, the vibes are immaculate, the crowd is into it. It's a great night. It's a great night for the Sounders at Lumen. Necessary win, big dub, and I think they'll be feeling pretty good going into this next game at Colorado, I believe. But I could keep going. Honestly, but I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm hella hungry. I'm going to go get some food. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to wrap it up right there. Thank you, as always, to everyone for tuning in. This was a fun one. You know, there have been some negative ones this year, so it's nice to have a big dub like that. I'll be back at it tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. with my guy Nico Moreno for Lobbing Scorchers kickoff. Excited to catch up with Nico about what we saw last night. Dub Pod will be out Tuesday, hopefully. Lobbing Scorchers under the lights Thursday evening. I'm going to try and line up a guest for that, like I've been doing. So the content, it will keep flowing. Like the video. If you haven't liked the video, that's like the biggest thing that the algo wants, is for the video to be liked. It passionately cares about that. I don't know why. I don't know how an algo thinks, but like the video. If you're not subbed to the channel, I don't know what you're doing, but sub to the channel, like, comment, rate, 5 stars, all that, but mainly like the video. Happy Easter. I'm not celebrating it, Jewish, but if that is something that you do and are into, happy Easter. Shout out Christ. Shout out the bunny. All right. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 a.m. for Lobbing Scorchers kickoff. Happy Easter. Peace. Don't want to give money to the oligarchs, but love Lobbing Scorchers? Do we have a deal for you? MLS Season Pass is back on Apple TV with access to every single MLS match, including Leagues Cup and the entire Audi MLS Cup playoffs with no blackouts. It's not just the games, you get total access to the pre- and post-match MLS 360 whip-around show in both English and Spanish, and get live look-ins and highlights from around the league, as well as full match replays and recaps. Now, you can support our show by visiting lobbingscorchers.com/Apple TV to purchase your subscription and support our show.
Lobbingscorchers.com/Apple TV. Please, don't let the oligarchs win.